So Lincoln is elected in 1860, and there's a time period where he's elected, but he's not inaugurated. We call it the lame duck session. And in this lame duck session, President Buchanan, who's going to be leaving office, tries one last desperate attempt in order to keep the South from seceding. South Carolina has already declared their intent to secede. He tries the Crittenden Compromise, which was proposed by a member of Congress named Crittenden, where they would have preserved slavery where it already existed. They wouldn't be able to get rid of it. It fails, and then Lincoln is going to be inaugurated. Lincoln takes office in early 1861, and in his speech, he declares a perpetual union. And by this, he means that the people of the country joined the Constitution and gave the consent to the government. The states didn't. So therefore, states shouldn't be able to leave the Union. And he will go on to promise to defend any federal forts that are still in the South. A number of federal forts have already been taken by the Southerners. The one that is remaining glaringly is Fort Sumter, which soon is going to be captured by the Confederates just outside of Charleston, South Carolina. There's a bit of a story to this, but Fort Sumter is captured. The Confederate flag is raised above the island, and Lincoln immediately calls for volunteers from around the country to join the military. This call for volunteer is heard in the South, and the upper Southern states are going to decide to declare secession as well, places like Virginia. And when Virginia decides to secede, so doesn't Robert E. Lee. Now, just to note that there were several members of the military that were from Virginia that decided to remain loyal to the Union. There's a mythology around Lee that argues that he had to leave because he was a Virginian. But there were loyal Virginians that stayed with the United States military. The Upper South secedes, and there is a layer of the South right above them called the border states that decided to remain loyal. The border states are slave states that stayed loyal. It's, I believe it's Missouri, Kentucky, Maryland, and Delaware. West Virginia also breaks away from Virginia at this time and becomes West Virginia.